Well, how are you exceptionals? Happy, what day are we? Happy Wednesday to you. Hope you've had a wonderful day. I've been in the beach, had a shave this morning. Beautiful weather up here. Wherever you are, if you're in bushfire affected parts of Australia, a sincere thoughts and prayers with you. Just stay safe. Really hope that you are safe. I saw a girl I went to school with last night, lives near Bermagui. Her whole family has evacuated. It's full on for all of us to be seeing what's going on. As I said the other day, my intention here is to be, hopefully an empowering distraction from some of the heaviness and the burden and what's going on in Australia at the moment, because you'll still want to live your exceptional life in 2020. And as Kim Morrison would say at an event that she'll do with us, this too shall pass, and that is important that we recognise that it will. So let's talk. This is video 3 of 10 in my series Create Your Exceptional 2020. If this is the first time you're watching, you can get all of the videos at marcuspearce.com.au/2020. I'm recording them one at a time each day, so you won't get all 10, but you will get video 1 and 2 and 3. On day 1, I spoke about the 8 major consequences if you don't set the 8 most important goals in 2020. You want to set a unique, empowering goal for you in your life purpose, your movement, your social life, your nutrition, your love and relationships, your growth, your wealth, and your spirit. If you don't, you end up with regret, demented, depressed, diseased, divorced, bored, broke, and broken. And that is a disgusting way to end one's life. So today, having done life purpose yesterday, today we are all about movement. And if you've heard me bang on about this many times before, the biggest consequence of poor movement is dementia. And for most people, when I'm doing a talk and I ask them what's the worst way to die, most people say that it is dementia. So let me crack in about what it takes for you to set an exceptional goal in your movement in 2020. I suppose the big thing, and I'll go right out of order here, as I like to do. The big thing is to think about movement and not exercise. Exceptional movement and the exceptional movers are the people that see exercise as a lifestyle choice rather than a lifestyle chore. The key here, and I'm going to just skip on over to another page, is that 18% of people in, well, this is a USA state, but 18% of people in the US exercise regularly, right? So 18% exercise, which is 30 minutes a day. 82% do not. So right now I can easily ask you, are you in the mediocres or are you in the exceptionals? And again, 18% is exceptional. It is very different to the rule, which is 82%. Where are you right now? You're mediocre, you're exceptional. That's an easy one to work out. But here's a challenge. If you're in the 82%, you run a major risk to be one of the millions of people around the world, and I should get my laptop out and give you all of the stats. But 42% of dementia would be prevented. It would disappear. It would go away if we were one of the 18%. And so if you're not in the 18%, you run a major risk of being one of the millions of people worldwide with dementia. In Australia, the cost to look after all of the Australians with dementia is the same amount of all the money that the 3 million Jamaicans spent in their year. The gross domestic product of Jamaica is equal to the numbers. I better get my laptop so I just stop giving you random stuff, right? The gross domestic product of Jamaica, so all the money that the Jamaicans spent, which is US $14.25 billion. That is how much Australia spends on dementia. Even looking at the bushfires, for example, we already know that it's affected the economy by about $2 billion. We would have to add that 7x stat to get to the annual cost of dementia in this country. In America, it's $215 billion. Their dementia costs are more than the GDP of countries like Greece, New Zealand, Czech Republic, Vietnam, and Portugal. I mean, it's disgusting. And this is all just because people don't move their bodies regularly. Well, 42% of it, they would almost halve those numbers just on one preventative measure, and that is movement. So I could statistic you all day long, but I love stats, but not everyone does. But this is the stuff that I want you to think about. If you're not going to set a goal for movement, if you set a great goal for your career and a great goal for your wealth and a great goal for your family, I mean, let's play this little game for a moment. right? You could be inspired in 2020, you could have great nutrition and be energized, and you could be on the path to financial independence. But if you don't look at the others, you're sowing the seed for dementia. And you may also be sowing the seed for depression if you just spend all your time working and you focus on eating well and you save your money, but you don't make time for socializing or movement in this case. The consequences are very real. I don't make this stuff up. This is just the way it is. So I think it's really important that we look at, even though this might be the most boring goal for 2020, so many people, 18% of people are exercising, the other 82%, they can't be bothered. I don't have the time. I don't like it. So, what do you love? What do you love? You got to look, and when I say what do you love, you would be wise to look at movement, because when I go, how do you love to move? It's easy for people to go, oh, I love to dance, I like to swim, I love to go bushwalking, hiking, kayaking, supping, yoga. If I said, what's your favorite way to exercise? People go, I don't know, jogging, going to the gym. So how do you love to move? How do you love to move? Do you love to do any of those aforementioned ways of movement? Do you love to go scuba diving? That's probably a little bit hard to make a daily ritual. But what is it that you love to do? Do you love running? Do you love swimming? Do you love riding a bike? Do you love going on a unicycle? Do you love playing golf, tennis, basketball, badminton, table tennis? Like, that's all. If you love it, you don't really see it as exercise. You see it as movement. You know that it's exercise, but you actually look forward to it. It's something that you love to do. A lot of people feel that exercise, movement, is something that they have to slow down with as they get older. You know, it's all right to do it in your 20s and 30s and maybe in your 40s, but people often feel like they need to slow down. Let me just run a few by you. I just interviewed today a man called Bruce Robertson. He's 99. He's an Australian war vet. Pretty much anyway, you'll hear the next episode of 100 Not Out coming out Monday. Bruce, who turns 100 in March, he was playing cricket up until he was 70. He plays indoor bowls once a week, goes in, does aqua aerobics once a week, does physio work twice a week, like physio strength and conditioning exercises. The man is 99. Alice Hurd Sommer, oldest female survivor of the Holocaust, lived till she was 110. She was swimming in the pool up until the age of 97. Madonna Buddha, the oldest woman to do an Ironman triathlon. She started triathlons age 48, or started running age 48. Jan Smith, the oldest woman to climb Everest at age 68, started mountaineering at age 65. I could just go on and on and on. But don't let your age be an excuse. And all we're asking about is movement. If you know the thing that I love doing at the moment, it is walking. So as part of writing the book, I was listening to Dan Buettner, founder of the Blue Zones. He was referencing some research that he had come across in speaking to someone else, that if you can walk 1.6 kilometers, that's terrible. Anyway, it must be a bit dry, in 17 minutes. Can you walk 1.6 kilometers in 17 minutes? That will add 6 qualities. If you can do that when you're 80 years of age, you can essentially guarantee, it's a bit of a strong word, six quality years ahead of you, at least 6 quality years ahead of you. It's not that easy to walk 1.6 Ks in 17 minutes. So this morning and yesterday morning and the morning before that, I've been doing 3.2 Ks in 34 minutes. Now, statistically, that's all I need to do to prevent dementia. To prevent, 42% of dementia. Okay. For the other 2 factors that really make up the big chunk of the rest of the 58%, social isolation and boredom. Essentially, if you don't have any purpose in life, bored out of your brains. 3.2 Ks, 34 minutes. It's a great half an hour. You come back a little bit sweaty. You're going for a brisk walk. You're not strolling and you're not power walking. You are going for a brisk walk. Now listen to a podcast. Listen to Netflix co-founder today on the Jay Shetty podcast. His name is Mark Randolph. Great inspired start to the day. Just do it. I use an app called Runkeeper. Can I write that down there? Can you see that? Runkeeper. It's free. It's simple. I hit start. I start walking, and I can check it, and I can make sure. Essentially, you want to make sure you're walking 1 kilometer in 10 minutes and 35 seconds. That's kind of what I'm liking to do at the moment to make sure that we are on track. But just half an hour a day. You know, what will you do? You don't have to go, I'm going to run a marathon in 2 hours and 35 minutes. Just at least 30 minutes a day. What will you do? For me, it's Monday to Friday. Saturday, Sunday, I'm moving a lot with the kids anyway. Bike rides and beach swims and all the rest of it. But just set a minimum 30 minutes a day moving in ways that you love, whether it's F45, CrossFit, yoga, swimming, whatever it is. Just do it, please. I don't want you to get dementia. And if you've got family members with dementia, you know what I'm talking about. I've got heaps of other notes. Where'd they go? All right. Now, you may have heard me say this before, but this is very important. Australia, fourth on the ladder for longevity. We live, when you combine both male and female, 83 years. 83 years of age is our average life expectancy at the moment. But there's a really big problem. We go down the ladder from 4th for longevity to 15th for quality of life because we suck at the last 11 years of our life. 11 years of morbidity, which for want of a better term, is just a sucky, terrible, stuck in a room, 4 walls, no quality of life, no one comes to visit, weeing and pooing on your sheets, and you're probably wearing nappies and just, yeah. And that's just not how you want to go. It's not how you want to live the last 3,000 plus years of your life. So move. I want this to feel painful. Like, everyone's got a different vision for what those last 11 years may look like. The things that are most important to you are the things you're going to miss out on, whether it's family time, seeing grandkids grow up, traveling the world, you come up, whatever your bucket list is. You don't get that if you get to 72, which is the average, and then you get a terrible diagnosis, you're on 13 medications, whatever. But if you're not living your exceptional life, if you're at 72 and you're not doing this, you're not inspired, you're not living with vitality, you're not socially engaged, you're not energized by eating well, you don't feel loved, or you're not loving, you don't feel enthusiastic, you're not financially independent, you're not fulfilled. And you know what? By the time you get to 72, these things are way up there. You're feeling regret. You may be feeling cognitive decline, which is precursors to dementia. You may be feeling depressed or feeling some form of mental health issues, diseased, divorced, or bitter, bored, broken. These are all connected, folks. These are all connected. The early phases of this definitely lead to mental health challenges. They can definitely lead to regrets, massive impact on love and relationships, particularly if you haven't done well on the nutrition side of things. They call dementia diabetes of the brain. Link. There's a cascade, which I mentioned on video 1. So it's just so important to set a goal around movement for 2020. I don't care what it is, just as long as you do it. Ideally, 30 minutes a day at a minimum. All right, I could keep on going. I've just got, my time will go off in a moment, but just don't let limiting beliefs set you back. If you feel like, I don't have the time, that's the big one, that's just a load of BS. I'm too fat, I'm too ugly, I don't deserve a great body. Whatever your limiting belief is, do this because you don't want dementia. Surely you've got enough self-esteem to say, I don't want dementia. But also recognize that when you start to do certain things, your beliefs naturally change as well. So even if you don't believe you deserve a great body, but you know that you definitely don't want dementia, I'm telling you what, 30 minutes of 30 minutes a day movement, you're going to feel a hell of a lot better about yourself. You will feel like you have more vitality. So I highly recommend that you make movement a high priority for you in 2020. When I mean a priority, you've got 48 30-minute chunks in your day. Just give one of them to regular movement. One of them. That's all I ask. All right, if you're loving this and you really want to do some work on this in 2020, I highly recommend that you come to Byron Bay, May 16 and 17, taking early bird interest. Get on the interest list, marcuspearce.com.au/Byron Bay. And if you want all 10 videos, go to marcuspearce.com.au/2020. Gee whiz, I think I've done all right. Buzz is about to go off. That's good, folks. That's it. Good. We're good to go. Really hope you are going well in the early phases of 2020. Big thing for me this year is to set realistic, almost pessimistic goals, because I'm a wild optimist. If you can engage with who you really are, not who someone else is, not who I am, not who your partner is, or who Chris Hemsworth is, or anyone that you love, make sure you set goals that are real for you in 2020, because that will bring your ultimate fulfillment. All right. May the rest of your life be the best of your life. Continue living your exceptional life. Tomorrow, we're doing social. Engaged and avoiding depression. See you guys. Love you lots.